Well, welcome It says, okay, we're good to go. Well, welcome everybody to Life, Health, and Prosperity. My name is David Gall, and I'm grateful that you have taken the time to check us out today on this Hangout. As you may see before we actually get started, I just want to cover the information that you may see below the video. And simply is that you are actually viewing today. We definitely look forward to any questions or any comments that you may have. So please add them in the comment box below the video segment of the page, and we will definitely get back to you, especially if you have specific questions for myself or NaTascha. That would be awesome. With that, we're just going to give everybody just another minute or so just to come on board. I know we have a number of viewers that are going to be coming on, so we want to just give them an opportunity to get rolling here. And what time are we coming up to? Well, we're coming up to 11:03. So the whole purpose of this event today is specifically to NaTascha Krempges. There we go. I have to say it a couple of times. Krempges is my guest today, and the cool thing about NaTascha is that she's recently just got involved with the Google platform, just the same way as myself. And we really want to be able to share out there that anybody can do this. Anybody. You just have to be a little bit brave and get rolling on it. And so I thought it would be really cool to bring somebody else on the Hangout today that was going through the exact same process of not being involved in any sort of social media whatsoever, learning about her own base business, and then how she proceeded to move forward with our with Hangouts in the Google platform. So with that, NaTascha, welcome. I am super excited to have you on board here. And I just want to, I'm going to kind of look away from the camera here because I've got this other screen opened up here. And I just was looking at your introduction on your Google page, and I really like this. In your introduction is the opening of it. And this says, I'm a badass mother of 3. Now, I gotta let you kind of cover that a little bit more. I seen there was a post there the other day where you were doing some cheerleading thing and showing your kids how powerful you are. I heard you got a lot of responses on some of that, so maybe you can share that with us in a little bit. But I also want to bring everybody's attention to, your background. My understanding is that you're a mother of 3. You're involved in a trainer, a group trainer, group fitness actually instructor, and also that you graduated with radiological technology. What exactly is that?
Radiologic technology is basically the ability to be able to be certified in any sort of X-ray field. Ultrasound, CAT scans, your general X-rays. Special interventions was one of my favorites. So, for example, for 2 years I did work in the OR in a very large hospital in the cath lab. So people who came in with heart attacks or what we thought had blockages in the heart, I was basically the girl that would run the imaging device and assist the doctor in the angiograms. But then I proceeded to get certified or licensed in breast care, and I was in a cancer institute here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for a couple years and assisted in just the basic, or conducted the basic mammograms, or if we were doing any sort of biopsies. So that was kind of a bittersweet position. That really was an eye-opener. You did not have women coming in wanting, I guess, with a smile on their face most days. So that was a challenging job, but a very rewarding job too. So that degree in itself had several directions to go into. So that's a little bit about that.
Oh, well, that's very interesting, because I was wondering, looking at that, going radiological technology. Going, wow, that's like kind of a mouthful. But anyways, cool. So obviously you've been in the health field for some time, and what transition? Because now obviously you're doing group training, and you've also been an athlete. What transitioned, and what are you doing now?
Sure. Actually, been in the health field since the year 2000. That's when I graduated from college. Been an athlete my entire life. I think my dad taught me how to dribble a basketball before I was reading books and attending camps. And did go on to play college basketball. And when that was done, I was done with that sport, and I transitioned into running and got into triathlons and marathons, and did a half Ironman. And now I've transitioned into being strong. That's kind of what the badass logo that you see in my introduction. I work out with a group of girls, and we're power lifters. That was 3 years ago when I really started to make that switch and started taking care of the person on the inside, not just on the outside. And 3 years ago also was the point when I resigned from my job at the hospital. I had had my third baby. I had 3 kids, 2 of them in diapers, and our daycare bill was much higher than what we were probably going to bring in as far as me working part-time or full-time. So I made the decision to make a couple cuts and sacrifices with my husband in our budget and be a stay-at-home mom. It was something I always had dreamed about, but I never thought it would be possible for me to be able to stay at home and financially for us to be comfortable or above water, as what we call it, not drowning in debt. And so at that time, 3 years ago when that happened, within the first 6 months or so, not even that, you started just to feel that stress come on financially, and things weren't quite where we needed them to be. And it was almost like, what do I do? I had been a certified group instructor, fitness instructor, for 8 years now, and I still do that gig. I get up every morning extremely early. I'm a morning bird, and I teach morning classes at a gym that's about a mile from my home, so that I'm there by 5 a.m. and I'm back home and literally meet my husband in the garage, and he goes off on his day. I start my duties as a mother. But 3 years ago, I was introduced to this thing called Vi. And as we know, the Body by Vi 90-Day Challenge is what it was 3 years ago. I started to dig into it a little bit. Someone that came to my cycling class just asked me if I had heard about it. And at that time, I was desperate for something for me. I was not taking care of myself on the inside, even though I always have appeared to be that person that was all put together on the outside. And I looked at the product, and I knew the product was a great product, and I knew it could help me. And I was very selfish at that time, and I started on the product myself. 3 years later, here I am with zero background in business or multi-level marketing or home-based business, and I am a stay-at-home working mother with 3 children, building what I call a legacy by helping people. And I have turned myself inside and out. I've helped my family. I've got Vicellis as a staple product in our cupboard, providing nutrition to my children because it's safe for children. My husband's lost 53 pounds and still hasn't stepped foot in the gym. So we've changed a lot of things, but we've also just created it into a lifestyle piece. So literally, helping people day to day, being able to provide some financial income to my family and still be at home, take it with me wherever I go, whether it be our lake cabin or outside. The freedom of the time and the ability to be able to be your own, I guess, boss is what you want to call it, has been one of the greatest rewards. But getting my health back is by far the best. So that's why I call myself the badass mom. Started taking care of myself. I'm in the best shape and the best health I've ever been in at the age of 36, with 3 kids running around me in circles, and my plate is full. But I've figured out there's not a way to evenly balance life. It's how do you juggle life without letting something drop, and that's a daily task and a daily lesson you've got to develop with yourself through just personal growth. So that's kind of where I'm at, where I came from, and kind of the progression that things are going right now.
Well, and that's very exciting. I mean, we are just in a transitional time right now. The information age is just exploded on us, and there's so many people out there that are going through different changes and alterations in their life. And it's, it's good that you're able to share this story with us. So now let's step forward into how you moved forward into social media. My understanding is that you were not involved in social media whatsoever prior to your shift from being involved with the medical community.
No, I was not. Matter of fact, Facebook was what you would, hear people talking about, and you knew everybody was on Facebook. I was one of those I'm never going to be on Facebook. It's like a classified newspaper section, and I really did. I just stood back from it. When I started the business with ViSalus, and I was doing it from basically my telephone or my cell phone at that time, making calls, I did, learn from the company that, using social media was a nice piece to your success, especially when you're working from home. You're not at an office, you're not in a cubicle, but how do you interact and get connected with people? So I did take a plunge with it about after the first 30 days of being in the business, and of course got kind of addicted to it, like everybody does. But found out very quickly that, holy cow, I can communicate with hundreds of people in 15 minutes and still be feeding children or outside playing. I mean, it's just everywhere with you. So I did. I learned how to create and make that social piece part of my success, which everybody does. Obviously now that that I figured out with multi-level marketing companies or home-based businesses.
Gotcha. Well, and that's some of the challenges that people will experience. I mean, especially if they're going into a totally new avenue, which in this case that you had done. I mean, there's definitely a growth period and a challenging period. But obviously, you've transitioned from that. So, what took you from Facebook now over to the Google platform?
Well, I'm going to let you know right now I'm a very real and honest person, and once you get to know me, you're going to find those things out very quickly. But I found out that Facebook was somewhat of a useful tool, but yet people can get trapped in it. It's full of a lot of drama, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I wasn't starting to feel the kickback, or I guess I wasn't making the engagement with people that I really wanted to, because people were more expressing their feelings and their troubles in life and etc. But I'm not saying that it did not build my ViSalus business, because if you go onto Facebook, I'm very proud to say that I'm part of that 80% of Facebook right now, which is ViSalus. We've definitely got our message out there. But I needed to, when you have a home-based business too, and you're continually looking to network and connect with different people, a little less than probably 6-8 months ago, I knew I had to find a new pocket of people. People have either already tried the product, it was kind of just the same people over and over. And I don't think it's just that it was Facebook's problem, but I literally had to kind of remove myself or take myself a little bit, back and re-steer my direction. And that's a good problem, I think. So I was introduced to Google Plus in January of this past year, which 6 months ago. And literally it was a little bit intimidating. I did not even have a Gmail account, but I learned and heard from one of my mentors, Tony Lucero, who said, just get yourself a Gmail account and you'll have Google, and start playing around on Google+. So in January, that's what I did. I had no clue what I was doing, just clicking around, getting my profile up there, introducing myself, seeing that there's something called communities, and then I'm clicking on these community pages that I could pick and choose, to my interest, and seeing thousands of people belonging to these communities. So I watched a couple tutorials just by searching YouTube on how to use G+, and kept following my mentor and my dear friend Tony Lucero, and I was seeing what he was doing, and I just started to make that a daily habit, and got very consistent with it, posting and adding people and joining communities, and putting, just not random things, but just things that are very real about who I am and my family, and pictures. And And so that's kind of where that started progressing in January. And now just a couple months ago, I was connected and looped in with Andrew with the Zico company. And to this day, I've got this supported account through Google and in the Zico team. And what I mean by supported is I pay one monthly fee of $50, and it completely protects my account. They are 24-hour service, 365 days a year. They answer your phone call, they answer your email, and now I've got people that want to help me with my G Plus and find out that I have a home-based business, and so I've been embraced, and I've just kept connecting with people, and now I've just got this wheel just turning, the merry-go-rounds going around with me hardly pushing it, and I'm networking and engaging with people all over the world. And I'm asking questions, and they're asking questions. So I really like the engagement that takes place on Google Plus, and I've had just super success in the last couple months.
So let's just share some kind of numbers-wise. Like, what were you experiencing over? Because you were on Facebook for a period of time, and I'm not trying to pick on Facebook specifically. I'm just trying to utilize it as any sort of social media. Because I think there is a difference between different social medias and what Google does and what Google has to offer. So what type of numbers were you experiencing on Facebook with your home-based business, and how has that been? And then where are you now on the Google platform?
Sure. Okay, for example, let's say that in a week's period of time on Facebook, I'm reaching out, posting, trying to connect, what we call challenge people. And if I would get one reply back in a week, I would clap my hands. That's just recently. On Google Plus, what I've done in just the last 2 months, my followers have gone from basically 100 to 400 in just rapidly in the last couple weeks. My views are skyrocketing through the day, and I really didn't even understand what views were. Okay, I mean, I'm being very honest with you. Like, I still don't know how G Plus really everything works. I'm learning and playing with it every single day, but I'm finding out from the team of people that I'm working with through Google what these views mean, and sharing these videos. So now I'm stretching to going to be reaching 400,000 views. And I know just even 2 weeks ago, I was sitting around 100,000 views. I tracked just the last couple days, 20 people added me in the last 2 days. So that's pretty significant, and people are very open to communicating on G+. So I have daily activity, and I actually got my very one of my first customers. He's been in. He signed up 8 weeks ago. Met him on G+. We were just visiting, chatting in a hangout session, or chatting, and then I asked him to do a hangout. Found out he was going on a vacation. He was a manager of a flooring company. Overweight. He finally just spills out that he's overweight. Wishes he could get in shape for this trip. And so I introduced the challenge to him, and I said, you got nothing to lose. I said, would you like to do a hangout? I can show you exactly what I do and what the product is, and we can just, I need you to see my face. I need you to hear my voice. And we did a hangout, and just by doing that one hangout, boom, he was in, he pulled the trigger, and he signed him and his wife up, and he is now 8 weeks in, 36 pounds down. He's now upgraded to a promoter with me, which means he has joined forces with me, and he's out there trying to help people lose that weight. I mean, he's got such great belief in the connection and his connection with G+. So now you just see how it just gradually spreads. And, even for people with professional degrees or titles. I'm going to use a personal trainer, for example. Personal trainers are tied down. They're always they're in the gym. They're probably working another job. Not all of them, but they're trying to just generate that income, and they're generating income from their client paying them for a training session. But what Visalis can do, for them is generate another income. They actually benefit and help create more income by helping that person actually lose weight. That person loses weight. That person gives back to children with our Project 10 Challenge. But being able to network and run a business from the G Plus standpoint, you know, people are looking to do things online all the time. Everybody's schedules, you know, are crazy and inconvenient, or inconvenient, I should say. So I'm kind of going off on a little tangent here, but as you can see, G Plus is like is just daily activities. My numbers are going up daily.
Gotcha, gotcha. So there's a couple trains of thought that I want to touch base on. And one of the things is that did you change any your approach from the past media to Google? Have you changed your approach in any way?
No. I mean, the approach is the same. I mean, I guess what I do, you know, on Facebook, it's an acquaintance, or you kind of know that person, or you might have known that person from 20 years ago, or it was your sister's college classmate, or something of that. There's always some sort of connection on Facebook, okay? And people, it just gets to be very dramatized, and that's how people know each other. On the G Plus side of things, I want to build a relationship with people before I even introduce them, because what I foresee with my future in Visalis and what I'm learning as a leader and partnering up with John C. Maxwell, you know, is, you know, we want to create, leaders aren't created, you know, daily, you know, it's day by day, you know, and it's a process. And if you don't grow, you're not going to help someone else grow. So literally, though, you know, even for me, it's the belief in the product, knowing that it works for me and works for everybody. But that person, I've got to get that engagement with that person first. I need to find out their why. And I know that sounds silly. It's not like I'm trying to get into their business. But when a person has a deep enough why, which for me, my why is huge, and that would be a whole nother hangout session for us to talk about. But, you know, finding out what that person really needs and wants in life, and because it always does start on the inside. And what we're doing to our bodies. I don't care if it's a child going to school and he's eating Pop-Tarts every day and not getting the grades he's getting, and he's coming home and he's, you know, he's just all over the walls with his parents, and parents have no control of it. It still comes down to the nutrition part of it, you know, to whereas this person who's 50, 60, 70, maybe not even overweight, but just miserable on the inside, trying to get through day to day. So I need to find out, but that's what Google Plus has allowed me to do. It's forced me to do that because I don't know anybody. I never knew anybody coming into the G Plus side.
Okay. So from what I'm picking up from this, and then NaTascha, is that, you know, you're focused on building relationships with brand new people, and then from there, are you focusing though on getting people into the business, or is your focus on, you know, helping clients lose weight or gain muscle? Where is your focus?
My focus right now is on creating customers, and I shouldn't say that's what my focus needs to be, but I truly, whether you want to come into this business and promote it, if you're not a product of the product, you're not going to have success promoting it. So, you know, the first steps first. Some people like to over step 1, 2, and 3, 4 and go to step 10 because they're go-getters, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's setting that big goal. That's okay, but what about the steps in between, you know? And it's kind of brick by brick, the way I look at it, too. So I ultimately, I mean, I get people. I jumped all in right away, too. You know, I started on the product, and within 24 hours, I had to get it for free, which that's something our company has, and I had 7 people who said they would do it with me because I'm kind of that, I knew a lot about the product, they trusted me, and I had done enough research on it anyways because I'm just kind of that type A person. But I guess I was an influential person. People that had been following me and coming to my classes, and all I do is critique them on form and taking care of themselves and doing things the right way. They jumped on board right away. So I kind of became that influential person, but I had to start on the product. So I look, whether that person wants to come in and go right away, there's nothing wrong with that, and becoming that promoter. But first things first is they got to start on the challenge, and they've got to set their own personal goal so that they have a story. Stories are what take our business to the next level and the next level and the next level, and stories are what, you know, spread and inspire people. So I've got to create a story with a person, whether they do start out just on the product or they start out on the product and the business day one. There's no right or wrong way, but they've got to be in it for themselves right away to regain their health.
Gotcha, gotcha. So then getting back to on the platform, how is it that you're finding it? Like you mentioned Vizico, but you started on this platform just getting boots in the mud and let's go. So kind of explain how that process went before you actually got involved with Vizico, and how that's actually enhancing what you're currently doing.
Well, that kind of makes me laugh, to be honest with you, because like I said, I was just clicking buttons. I was just clicking around, finding people who had interest like myself, but digging even deeper or further into these communities and finding these people. But I just kept, we were doing hangouts, and I was trying to figure out how to do a hangout, and then how to do a live hangout, and then had no clue that it went straight to YouTube. I mean, that is how oblivious I was when I first came in, but I thought I had nothing to lose with this. When I was introduced to the Vizico team, and now it's just kind of that, I feel like I have this whole team just surrounding me, and they're a huge backbone, and I'm not afraid to ask them questions, but they lead by example too. I mean, that's literally what they're doing. The Google Plus platform has made things so much faster and efficient for me and my business that it's almost silly to even think about. And they want you to succeed. So partnering up and joining arms with these guys has been one of the best decisions I ever made. And it was just an excellent opportunity when my mentor introduced me to them. And they're willing to help anybody. You don't have to be that special person or a special person. You just got to send an email to this crew, info@vizico.com, and you're going to get an email back, and you're going to get some help. And that's just kind of how the ball started rolling for me.
So you mentioned that it's made your business more effective and you're more efficient. How has that happened? What has transpired there?
Well, like for instance, I just wrote down 300 brand new contacts the other night on a piece of paper. Okay, and those 300 have come in a matter of 2-3 weeks, and that might even be stretching it. Whereas we all have these phones, and we all have that Facebook account, and we can go through and try to connect. But again, I found this new pocket in this new network. My eyes kind of opened up that there are billions and trillions of people on this planet, and what the mission is of Visalis, and it's not just people who need to lose weight. I mean, people need to be healthy, period. People need to find affordable ways to fuel their bodies, and this is it. This is the ticket for helping take expenses away, stay away from the drive-through, and this staple product. And what our company and our mission is doing for the next 5 to 8 years is absolutely insane, and where it's going to just keep circling around that consumer and providing healthy snacks and options and meals, etc. But to be able to find and connect with 300 people within a couple of days, I'm like, okay, this can be a consistent basis, And so with the Vizico team, they help you with videos, and they show you how to find those people and how to keep connecting and navigating through. So that's where I'm talking about the efficient and the effective and the fast method of connecting with people. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you're using a lot of videos in reaching out to people?
I'm getting there. I'm not a lot, but I'm getting comfortable with videos, and I'm going to be soon doing a lot of videos even for my team that I have right now. Instead of getting 20 text messages a day of, NaTascha, I forgot how to do this, or where can I find this? Why not create one video teaching my team how to enroll a customer or to find the documents for this, X, Y, and Z, create that video and be able to share that with your team. That is going to save me a ton of time, a lot of replying to text messages, and literally help them grow at the same time. So everybody likes to watch things, it seems like nowadays, versus read. and everybody's busy and on the go. So yes, the video and the Hangouts, being able to bring in multiple people on a Hangout. You know, it's not Skype, it's not you and one person. It can be, which is called a Hangout, like what we're doing, but, you know, doing these business Hangouts live and be able to have them recorded and shared, you know, that's what people need. They need content, and they need to be able to have it at their convenience and their time, and that's what G Plus offers, you know, along with, you know, oodles of other tools that I don't even know how to use yet. So we're getting there.
Well, it sounds like you're very focused on value, you know, adding value to what you're providing and sharing with. So that's very powerful. Let me ask you this: can anybody do this?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I was the person that said I could not do it, simply because I looked at my background and I had nothing in business. I'll be honest with you. I hate math and I hate numbers, and even when it comes to bills and tax season and this and that, my husband takes care of all of that, because it just almost makes me ill to look at numbers and start to figure out things. So I literally I put my hands up right away. I didn't even watch the business side of the video that the company has, because I thought there's no way I can do it. No way I can do it. And even the first 30 days in, here's my real and honest talk again. My first 30 days into the business, I really still didn't understand why I was getting these paychecks and how I was getting these paychecks. I was simply just reaching out to people, sharing exactly what I was doing, and making them shakes and showing them about a 10 to 12 minute video and helping them get started. And I was just duplicating that over and over and over. And then, of course, now today, I know a lot about the business. I've built up a lot of confidence, but literally, this business plan is compatible. I mean, you know, a 5th or 6th grader could sit down and start this business. So never write off people, and never write off yourself, and don't think you even have the time for it. I'm a very, very busy person, and with 3 kids and you know, 7 to 8 classes a week, and you know, I'm all over the place all the time. I'm kind of that type of person, but I can still, and I'm still able and willing to make this happen. And you know, it's social media and tools like this in our hands with us everywhere we go that make it so much easier and very successful. I'm not clocking in. I'm not working for somebody. I'm not wondering where my children are. Who's picking them up? Are they home alone? I have full control of all of those things. It's just a matter of, you know, every day being different, but being able to manage and still take care of myself, because that's what happens with a lot of people. They get so busy and they're running all over the place, and they have a lot of excuses, and really they're not taking care of themselves. So they can't deal with everything else if they're not taking care of themselves. So you bet this is a vehicle for me and a platform for many years to come, and many years to come for the people who want to, you know, embrace and interlock arms with me. And it's an opportunity that can just go above and beyond.
Well, that's great, NaTascha. So if anybody has any questions, how can they reach out to you? What's the best way to get in contact with you?
The best way is just to go right to my my G Plus page. You know, add me to you know, a circle, or just add me, and then I'm very, very good with, and I love to just message through the Hangouts and the chat. So that's probably the best way to get a hold of me. And to do a Hangout, I hope I get more people who want to do Hangouts with me now that they've seen my face and hear my voice. I'm not. You can't harm anybody. I'm not intimidating. I'm a fun, a real person, and I love to just interact and meet with people.
Well, that's great, NaTascha. I certainly appreciate you coming on today and sharing this information, and I hope that everybody out there got certainly some value from that, because I certainly did. Let's plan to do one of these again in the very near future. So thank you very much, NaTascha, and I look forward to. I guess we'll wrap up this this Hangout now, because it's coming up to 11:40, and we'll keep open also. Anybody that has comments or questions, like I say, please put those in the comment or question box, and we will certainly, both of us will get back to you on those. So other than that, have a fantastic day. And remember, it's life, health, and prosperity. Thanks,
Thank you,
NaTascha.
David. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.